Hello and welcome. This is my first tutorial on PG Play for a machine called Gaara. So I guess you know how to do the Open VPN. So as you can see, this is our IP number, IP address 45.245, and by now I'm sure that you know how to fire up the Proving Grounds Play. We got this IP address, so it's Gaara. We can just read the description. Hope you enjoy anime. We will see. Easy as rated by community. Well, again, we will find out about that one. But if you can just go back to this one, yeah. What we can do first of all is just have a quick nmap scan. Now just a little explanation quickly. So with the two dashes around the P, we signify that we basically plan we scan all the 65,535 ports, and we save it in an nmap kind of grabbable format, if you like. I just call it basic scan. So as we can see, we have only two open ports, SSH and HTTP, which looks really simple. What we can do straight away, I like to call it like a detailed scan. So we just do 22 and 80, and we have a capital A, which means we have an aggressive scan. Call it detailed scan to save it. What this does really and truly is a combination of SV, which is the version scan, and SC, like a default script, but it does a little bit more. As you can see, OS and source detection performed. Obviously we know that's a Linux machine, so there's nothing surprising about the results. Okay, I'm trying to go back. Yeah, that's the one. So as you can see, it's an Apache machine 2.4.38 Debian again, so it just gives you away that it's a Linux. SSH host key, OpenSSH, nothing special about it really and truly. So we can check out the website. As we can see, it's a very, very basic website, too basic in my opinion, and basically there's nothing here, just an image. This name is called Gaara. It's from the Japanese anime. You can see, like, I don't know if you managed to, okay, I didn't manage to enlarge it, but basically there's a name here which you could include in our user list if you wanted to. With Ctrl U, we can have a look the background. As you can see, there's not much going on here. It's just the image. We could maybe do some steganography, looking for some hidden coding inside the JPEG image, but actually is not needed. So if we go back to the scan, at this stage what we can do is we can brute force the directories. So what I did, just start quickly because it takes some time. I set it up already. So I use GoBuster, it's my favorite. We specified that it's a directory brute forcing. U is the URL, W is the word list. So I like to use the medium directory listing. The -K means that basically we don't really care about the SSL connection and all that. It's so we don't scan HTTPS, we scan HTTP without the secure tag. The X switch means that these are the extensions that we are looking for additionally: PHP, HTML and TXT. And with the O, which is the output, we save it in a log file called gobuster.log. So it's really simple. straight away found the index.html, which is the main page. But we would like to look for something interesting, something else. Now, if you had the chance to look at the walkthrough, the write-up on this machine, what they recommend is that we just brute force the SSH because the only username we know is Gaara. Now, it's kind of true, but really and truly, we could actually include this other guy's name. So if you look at the image again, I don't know if you can see the name. It's Jaya, something like that. So if you do some research, you see that's the guy. That's the Japanese character. Now, if it was like a real life pen testing, I would say I would read about this character a lot, because then you see it's a character in a Naruto manga, an anime series created by Masashi Kishimoto, and is a shinobi affiliated with Sunagakure, Fort Kazekage. Now you see, so siblings, Temari, Kankuro. So we could actually create a list and put, in a user file and then brute force it. But because we know the solution, that it's only Gaara. See, who is Gaara's wife? So no noise, Hakuto. So you could really get lost in the details. I'm just going back to see how is this search going on, and if it's too long then we're gonna pause it. Anyway, we can run things simultaneously. So what we'll do at this point, we would like to go for the SSH. So we use Hydra. Small, so lowercase l, so that means we have one single user called Gaara, but we have a capital P, so that signifies a password list. Now, interestingly, the password you can't find in a RockU list, because that would be like automatically people would go for that. But what we need to keep in mind here, Hydra is an online brute forcing, so it's not like offline when you are trying to crack a hash. So RockU I wouldn't recommend. So what we start with is something smaller. Hopefully I find this one here. Yep, that's the one, the Metasploit. And then you got this Unix password. I always forget this one. We don't really use this one not that much, but the Unix password. But the reason why we use it now, because it's a shorter list and it contains our password that we are looking for. So SSH, and we just cut out the IP address. SSH, what else? And then we can specify the T, so the thread, so you can speed it up a little bit. So I think we got everything. Yeah, so as you can see, it's 1009 login tries. It's already a lot, and it's running 4 tasks simultaneously. So just a bit to speed it up. And then I'm gonna have look at this one. I'm looking for one particular directory that actually is not in the walkthrough, so I wanted to show that to you, but I'm gonna pause it here and we will come back. So looks like the SSH finished quite quickly, quicker than I thought, and we got a password. I love you too. So this is brilliant. So if you just, oh, sorry, it's better this way. So if you can just log in, then we'll come back to the other one, the GoBuster. So we log in as, sorry, Gaara at 192, 168, 185, 142. Yes, I'm sure. Paste in the password. No, sorry. Okay, so it's excellent. So we've got a low level user. So we are in the home directory, and then we can copy and paste it and put it in a Offsec site. So privilege escalation Linux. I mean, obviously the most obvious ones like host name. Okay, we kind of knew that one. Uname. The switch A means all, so we need all the details. We know that it's Linux 4.19. There's a Debian. We know that this is the architecture is 64, so it's all useful information. Or for example, the minimum that we still have to do, despite the fact that we don't need this, I still have to show you. Yeah, that's the one. So I managed to type it in. Sorry about that. So it's etc / and then we have a star dash release, because that's the best one, because it really gives you all the information. So we know that it's a buster. So version ID is 10 for the Debian. But anyway, let's just go further. So we could do quite a few things just to password hunting, maybe even the sudo -l, whatever it is. But at the moment we just would like to focus on one thing, which is the usual one, to find the SUIDs. So we find in all directories, I'm sorry, permission equals S. So we are looking for a user with an SUID. I mean, not a user, sorry, files. So type file, and then at the end we have to use this one just to, basically we are saying we're discarding all the error messages that we don't want to see, that maybe we are not entitled to because we don't have root privileges. We don't want to see those files. So when we go through all this list, it's quite a small list actually. Most of the time we can see 99% of this, but what really stands out straight away is the user being GDB. Now if we go and look for yeah, that's the one, GTF Obin, sorry. So we find this one and we just type in a GDB, there you go. It's a binary, and what we are interested in is the SUID. And it's very simple, really and truly. It just, we are really spoon-fed. We just have to, without the dots, I copy all of this. And then you could go into user bin and then do it from there, but I think it just makes sense to do it like this. And that's it. And we are root. And then we can just don't know why it's so slow, I'm sorry about that. Root, I think it's called proof, isn't it? Proof. And that's the one that you can copy and paste into your Offsec portal account. Now I wanted to show you this GoBuster. Ah, brilliant, yeah, it's finished. So next time maybe I will choose a smaller one. I found this kind of CRYO server, which I've never seen before, and I was really intrigued by this. So if we Yeah, I tried to do this, but I couldn't remember well. I found it very interesting because it's nothing there, right? Wrong. So if you go down at the bottom, there are 3 names. In fact, we could usually do the Ctrl+U just to have a look behind. So I found it very strange that there's no HTML coding, nothing. Just Temari, Kazekage, and I am Gaara. So again, these characters are from the same manga. Now if we did some research online, you could find these characters. So again, if it was a real pen testing, in my opinion, we would create a user list and we could put all these names along with it. And then if you go back to basically our, if I can find it, but not really, yeah, I need to exit first. So if you go back to this command, then it would be a capital L and we would have a user list plus the password list. So that would be more complicated, it would take more time, that's for sure, but that would be like a more thorough pen testing. So I hope you enjoyed this. That was my first lesson, so please leave your feedback or comments or any questions you have. I'm more than happy to answer and help, and see you next time.